Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy here, Destroyer, and welcome back to another game review. I haven't done one of these in a hot minute, like 7 months. My last one was on Elden Ring. I thought I was done with these for good because they take so long to put together, compose, and edit, to be honest. But then again, so do a lot of the other videos that I try to make, you know what I mean? So, I guess I'll bring them back, you know what I mean? I don't really have that many, like, new games or different games that I've been playing lately, other than Overwatch 2 and Street Fighter 6. But I just sort of kind of thought, I haven't reviewed Street Fighter 6 yet, so let's get into it. Let's get on with it, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I've already fully beaten the World Tour mode, and it's overall, like, not to spoil or anything, but overall, I just think it's an awesome game, and it would be a nice game to get back into the series with, you know what I mean? Of course, in the future, whenever I'm able to get my hands on some brand new games and stuff like that, or maybe whenever I re-enable my Game Pass subscription and I play some new games, beat them, and I have a certain strong opinion on them, whether positive or negative, you guys will be the first ones to know, and I'll make a review on that game right away. So yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the review. So for those of you who don't have any access to the internet and have been living under a rock since the beginning of June and you don't know what Street Fighter 6 is, basically it's the latest edition of this super iconic fighting series since the 1900s, 80s, 90s, I'm not completely sure, probably 90s, of Street Fighter. I'm honestly so happy and so blessed to have the privilege of being able to buy this game at the time it dropped and to overall just play it, because I unfortunately missed out on the entirety of Street Fighter 5 because unfortunately, due to capitalism and other unforeseen reasons, uncontrollable reasons and stuff like that, it was exclusive to PlayStation and PC, and I only have an Xbox, so yeah, very unfortunate, you know what I mean? But I knew, like, at the time that I only had like $60 in my bank account, it was literally the last money I was ever gonna have ever. I knew that I had to use it on this game. I don't care if I'm gonna be like broke for the rest of my life or like forever, I just couldn't miss out on this game for the world, you know what I mean? Because ever since seeing Street Fighter 5 and gameplay on the internet, because I wasn't able to play it, and just like seeing Street Fighter stuff throughout my life overall, I've been like a huge, like a die-hard fan of it, you feel me? Plus, I was, on the bright side, at least able to buy Street Fighter 4 and play that while it was on sale, of course, so yeah. Anyway, Street Fighter 6 features both old and new characters, you know what I mean? Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, the classic cast, you already know, Guile, some characters from Street Fighter 5 that are coming in, Rashid, Ed, you know what I mean? And a couple of new characters too, you know what I mean? We got Kimberly, Manon, Jamie, Luke, who isn't technically new, he was new technically at the end of Street Fighter 5, Lily, Marisa, and a couple of others that are soon to come as well. Honestly, I'm a fan of all the new gen characters that are part of the roster now. My favorite amongst them is Marisa and Luke because their fighting styles are just sort of kind of simple, but still effective, you know? Those are just the type of characters in fighting games that I'm into. Plus, I'm just into tank fighters with hyper armor. Why else do you think I used Gigas, Z Broly, and Tekken, and DBFZ? Overall, besides a lack of footwear and some weird clothing and facial design choices, the character design of the roster is pretty nice, you know what I mean? Pretty cool, pretty awesome, especially the remastered versions of the old characters. They look pretty dope. As for the gameplay of the game is split up into 3 distinct parts: World Tour, Battle Hub, and the Fighting Ground. World Tour is basically the open world RPG campaign story mode of the game, which in my opinion is honestly awesome because you can basically plant yourself into the world of Street Fighter, which is, I believe, is something that a lot of different games with different elements and different themes need nowadays. Because honestly, who doesn't want to be a fictional fantasy ultra overpowered version of themselves, you feel me? Anyway, you go throughout the world tour meeting a bunch of different characters of the roster, learning their techniques, making them your own, making them part of your moveset, increasing your bond with them, unlocking their second outfits, and learning different parts of the lore and what they like, and overall just getting to know them, you know? In the world tour, you could also find funny side characters, cool side missions, extra activities. It's honestly jam-packed with so much stuff that I can't even name it all right here. Then there's the main mission of World Tour, which basically revolves around you trying to find your friend Bosch and make sure he doesn't get himself killed or worse, who was basically your buddy slash sparring partner slash eternal anime rival at the dojo that you two went to. If you guys want a bit more clear context on the beginning of the game, I would recommend checking out the video of me playing the demo, which basically introduces you to Bosch and lets you know how the beginning of the chaos all starts and stuff like that. Overall, in my honest opinion, World Tour has to be probably the best part of this game, really, because, it's so engaging, there's so much much stuff to do. It's a nice thick piece of content for you to chew on for a while before you decide to hop into either the Battle Hub or the online fighting grounds, you feel me? And it gives you some time to overall just get into the feel of Street Fighter overall and just test out different characters' movesets on your own time without being too limited to just one character. And it's just an overall very fluid and flexible, jam-packed experience. And it's really just a great way to pass the time. Overall, I would really recommend it as the first place you stop by when you get this game. Now for the Battle Hub. The Battle Hub is basically the online PvP gathering place where you and a bunch of people from all over the world can battle each other's custom avatar characters, play cabinet matches, buy cosmetics for your characters, make new friends, laugh, have fun, hop into photo mode, take some cool looking pictures and stuff like that. It's overall just fun central for Street Fighter 6. One thing though, I would be wary and careful of which server you decide to go into when you hop into the Battle Hub, because in some servers, especially like the top servers like top 5, top 10, there are some people with some ridiculous looking and ridiculously overpowered builds in there that are just like borderline unfair, especially to like under leveled people. In my opinion, I feel like there needs to be some sort of equalizer system in place and some restrictions on some items not being allowed in the Battle Hub for being a little bit too powerful, you know what I mean? But I feel like that might just be what the fighting ground is for, you know what I mean? Like the Battle Hub is probably just unlimited fighting on whatever builds, whatever items your characters just so happen to have. And if you're not strong enough to compete with those people's characters, then just hop back into the World Tour, get stronger. I feel like that's just what they're going with. But in my opinion, I feel like some sort of balancing and some sort of restrictions so that the fights are a bit more fair and equal between like differently leveled people should probably be in place. But that's just me though. Honestly, the Battle Hub is a pretty cool place in my opinion, but if you do plan on going in there, please be properly leveled and try to pick your fights wisely, you know what I'm saying? As for the fighting grounds, I don't really have much to say about the fighting grounds. I mean, it's just the place where you basically fight local, ranked online, PvP, arcade matches, extreme matches. It's just the place where you fight. It's a pretty basic setting of the game, sort of kind of needed because it is a fighting game. You got to be able to fight somewhere, you know what I mean? So overall, the place is alright, not much to say there. Overall, Street Fighter 6 gets a solid 9.5 out of 10 from me. I feel like it's a pretty nice fighting game for both old fans of the franchise and new. Also, I just realized as I'm editing this, I didn't say a single word thus far about the soundtrack. The soundtrack in this game is fire. The raps, the freestyles, the hip-hop beats and stuff like that they add to the game to give it that little urban street vibe, you know, street punk type vibe. Honestly, is it pretty stereotypical and kind of cheesy according to some and the perspective of some people? Yes, maybe you could say that, but you gotta admit, bro, the bars, the soundtracks, the raps, they're overall, they hit hard. They go hard, you know what I mean? If you hop into World Tour, go to the little travel map, go to the fighting ground character select screen, you'll know what I'm talking about. Please just trust me on this. The different character themes are awesome. The graphics are awesome. The moves are awesome. The drive system for the drive parries and drive impacts might take a little bit of time for some people to get used to. I mean, it's like new, you know, some people might like it, some people don't. I'm a fan of it, but I still need to practice with it a little bit. As for the brand new modern controls, probably the most controversial topic about the game that I can bring up. I honestly don't care about them that much. I mean, if it makes it easier for people to do inputs and attacks that are sort of kind of new to Street Fighter games, that's totally fine. You know what I mean? Some people might call them unfair. Some people might call them sort of kind of easy mode, you know what I mean? Me personally, I don't really understand how to like optimally use them that much, but my little brother seems to enjoy using them because he's not really used to classic Street Fighter inputs, and that's fine. You know what? I totally respect that, you know what I mean? Whatever allows you to play the game to the best of your ability, totally fine, you know what I mean? Because, you know, when we all play, we all win, as Xbox usually tends to say. So in conclusion, I would totally recommend the game if you're looking for a new fighting game to hop into with a wide variety of mechanics, playlists, ways to enjoy it, ways to express yourself, and just overall a good time, you know what I mean? Really quick though, before I close off this review, I just want to take a quick second to shamelessly plug my club, the Destroyers. Feel free to, you know, join if you want to. We just sort of kind of have a good time and encourage each other to get stronger up in there, you know what I mean? It's not even really anything serious. It's just like a fun little group of mine, just a little sub community. The recruiting is totally open. Anyone can join. People of all skill levels, just feel free to come in. You know, we even have a sick looking uniform. I'm gonna put up a picture of that. You know, feel free to join if you want to. I'd love to have y'all, you know what I mean? So far I think we have like 15 members, right? I don't know, like let's get it to 40 is the max currently. I might even increase it to 100, who knows? Maybe we might get it to that as well. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's game review. Yeah, the series is pretty much back, you know. Can't wait to make some more, play some new games, tell you my thoughts and opinions on them and stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more game reviews and more videos and gaming clips that are coming in the near future. Be sure to recommend some games down in the comments below, and if I'm able to get my greasy little fingers on it, then I'll play it and review it just for y'all, you know what I mean? It's a special gift from me to y'all. I'll review the game that you suggest, okay? Anyway, until then, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, and peace out.